Good morning, everyone. Today is December the 6th. My name is Anne-Marie Band, and this is the Moneyball Morning Report for the Benzinga Pro platform. We're taking a look at some charts here and watching. We're still inside of the prior week. I am in an open office today, so you're going to hear a little bit of background noise. My apologies for that. But here's what I want us to take a look at. What we're trying to do is hold this line in the sand, and this line in the sand is really fairly important. You can see how we've been dancing around it, and you can see where the heat maps are going from the ES. So here is my thought. Two things are going to happen today. Well, three. Here's how we know what's going to be the case. The first time we're coming into this heat map, and it's fairly lightly shaded in comparison to this one, first few times we're coming in here, we're going to try and hold that base. If it doesn't happen, we're going to go all the way down to here. So here's what you want to do. You want to look at that 39.92, and you want to watch it become old support and new resistance, and that's when the breakdown is going to occur. Right now, all we've got are buyers here. So when it comes in, it's still the scalp buy into 40.11. You guys know that's the number that I'm talking about. And if it breaks from that edge, it's going to walk into the 40.20. And then the 40.38, and then the 40.50. That's the natural space. A lot of people are calling for this to happen. If it does, it does, and that's how we'll trade that. We'll watch for the broken edge there. For the NQ, we still are sitting in the midst of everything. The heat map has loaded for the 4 hour, and there really are no traders moving around with any particular strength on this time frame. Okay, so what does that tell us? Not much, but what it does tell us is the formation is exactly the same as the ES, right? We're looking at them struggling to hold this area at 11,807. So how are we going to know? Really, where's the breakdown area? When 11,784 loses the first time, they're going to try and buy it. If it bounces up and it cannot get above that 11.8, we know we've got some downside action. My thought is that it breaks through this wick and goes into the low of last week, which is what this shaded area is telling us. Let's take a look now at SPY. Again, caught in the zone. We don't have the early morning price action there. Let me check one of my other machines and see what SPY is giving us. It's up a little bit at the 400 marker. The dollar is down a little bit. VIX is down. Everything looks like it's going to try and bounce. That's my supposition, that we hold over this area. But here's the thing, right? Let's go to a daily here. It's much, much better now that we know what the week is going to look like, okay? So here we have some options. A lot of people selling premium for income. And so if we take a look at this and we are above the close of the day, it means that buyers are going to try and push it north. Does it mean definitively they're going to hold it north? Of course not. But what it does tell us is that if it holds, the longer it holds, buyers are going to try and get themselves more in the fray and try to move price action up. I believe we've got a choppy space. This is a candle in conflict. If you use the strat, because it has a lower high and a lower low, but it's green, and you can see it bounced up, it gapped up, and then filled those pieces in. We know that above 402.20, buyers are going to get a little bit more aggressive, and we know that below 397, sellers are going to get a little more aggressive, but indeed, buyers are still going to defend this area between 390 and 393. I do not suspect we go there. A lot of people are calling for that, right? A lot of people are fairly bearish today. We'll see what happens. I'm just not one that thinks that. And I could change my mind very quickly, depending on what the price action does. So here we are looking at the Qs. The Qs are also up. They're running at about 288. This was my thought. Again, look at all these candles in conflict. Right here, lower high, lower low, but still green. This one punching higher, but ends on a doji. It's a lot of decisioning here. My suspicion is there's no catalyst to move us out of this range right now. So any savage moves, traders are simply going to use 0 days to expiration options, and they're going to get themselves involved. And now the SPY, the Q, the IWM, they have options that expire every single day. So that's great, right? Because that's what folks are going to be trying to do. So again, buyers going to try and come in, and sellers, let's see if something gives us on an hourly formation. If we see anything from the overnight, excuse me, not the overnight, but from the prior day. No, it's still all the way down here with the heat being here. I wouldn't be surprised if we bounced and then faded. All right, we're going to retrace this entire Powell candlestick from the other day, and the reason we're going to do that is because this is a candlestick that had all kinds of hedges unwinding, and this is the continuation of that sort of thing. All right, so what do we have looking today? I think we're fairly sideways. I think we're not very directional. We had 4 hourly candlesticks go straight down in a row. That's pretty bearish. It's going to swing back, try to bounce, and then stay congested. That's my suspicion for the day. We know the levels. Where will I be wrong? If we fail 286 and we do not bounce back to 287, we know we've got downside action into these lower areas. For SPY, and above 289, we could go all the way to 289, right? 288.50. Above that zone, pullbacks that hold the 287.50 going to move higher. All right, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to let the price action come to us, and then we'll make a decision. We are not going to chase these charts around. It's just not the most wise thing to do at all. Here we have heavy congestion. Watch it pop into the upside. Above 401, we know that the buyers are going to get us to 402.20 to 403. Otherwise, we're going to stay trapped in this situation. Below that 398 zone, we're going to be looking at 395 to pull us in. All right, good luck trading today.